Welcome to 365 Language Planet. This is Let's Speak, the live chat for learning and using English. The theme of this episode is watching sports. As you watch the show, please share your answers and new questions in the chat or in the comments. Let's make learning and using English fun by doing it together. The first question of tonight's show is, have you watched any sports recently? Please share your answer in the chat or in the comments. You have 4 minutes. Have you watched any sports recently? I haven't watched a lot of sports recently, but I did watch a little bit of skiing last night. I'm not sure exactly what event it was, but it was one of the Winter Olympic events. So how about you? Have you watched any sports recently? Please share your answer in the chat or in the comments. When I was younger, I used to watch a lot of basketball this time of year, but this year I haven't watched any basketball. How about you? Have you watched any sports recently? Please share your answer in the chat or in the comments. The sport I watch the most is American football, especially my university's football team, the Oregon Ducks. I watch almost every one of their games. But the college football season is over, so I haven't watched a lot of sports recently. How about you? Have you watched any sports recently? Please share your answer in the chat or in the comments. Sometimes I watch the Olympics, but this year I haven't watched a lot. How about you? Have you watched any sports recently? Please share your answer in the chat or in the comments. Now, in Japan, I think a lot of people like to watch figure skating. Figure skating and curling, but this year I haven't watched any curling or figure skating. How about you? Have you watched any sports recently? Please share your answer in the chat or in the comments. And of course, you could talk about watching sports on TV or watching sports live. Well, some people like to go and see the sports events live. Hey, Charming. Thank you for joining tonight's show. That's okay too. So Charming says, yes, I have. I have watched a lot of Olympic sports on TV. Figure skating, skiing, and so on. Sounds great. If you're like me, you might say, I haven't watched a lot of sports recently. I've just watched a little bit. How about you? And if you've watched a lot, that's okay too. You can talk about all the sports you have watched recently. Thanks for joining the show, K Workshop. K Workshop says the Olympic Games are hot topics right now, but I don't watch them because they are late at night. Thank you for joining tonight's show. And Kan Mama, thank you for joining tonight's show too. Fun Mama says, I watched figure skating. My favorite skater is Kaori Sakamoto. Her skating is really beautiful. Wow, sounds great. 質問があったら、チャットまたはコメントでぜひ共有してください。You have 4 minutes. 4分間あります。As always, you can share questions about watching sports, or you can share questions about anything. For example, studying English, studying languages. Anything is okay. And if you want, you can just make a small change to my last question. Like my last question was, have you watched any sports recently? And you just, if you want to, you can just change that question to make a new. Good evening, YO. Thank you for joining tonight's show. YO says, yes, I have watched the Olympic skating in Italy on TV. Sounds great. I'm happy to hear that. Very, sometimes you can just ask a simple question like, do you like watching sports? What's your favorite sport? Do you prefer to play sports or watch sports? Yeah, anything is okay. And like I said, it doesn't have to be about sports. It could be about anything. If you have any questions, please share them in the chat or in the comments. 質問があったら、チャットまたはコメントでぜひ共有してください。Okay, Charming says, Garrett, have you watched Olympic sport on TV on real time? Which I have not. I have not. How about you, Charming? Have you watched the Olympic, I would say Olympic events in real time? For example, you can share questions like that, like a sentence, and then how about you? How about where you live? Anything is okay. All right, K Workshop says, have you played any sports recently? Nice question. I haven't played any sports recently, but I did take a walk today and last week. How about you, K Workshop? Have you played any sports recently? Great question. All right, K Workshop says, I enjoy motocross these days. Sounds nice. That's good. All right. Well, if you are still typing your question, please continue and you can share your question anytime. But now, let's move on to the second question of this show, which is, do you have any favorite athletes that you like to cheer for? Do you have any favorite athletes that you like to cheer for? Please share your answer in the chat or in the comments. You have 4 minutes. All right. YO says, can you tell me about your favorite winter sports if you have? Great question. My favorite winter sport is snowboarding. How about you, YO? Great question. Sometimes I cheer for their basketball team too. And yeah, I would say for me, I don't have any favorite athletes I like to cheer for, especially, but I always cheer for the athletes who played for my university's football team. If they go to the professional league, I continue to watch and cheer for them. How about you? Do you have any favorite athletes that you like to cheer for? I know, there are a lot of famous athletes in Japan, and a lot of athletes that people like to cheer for. I used to like to cheer for Ichiro Suzuki. I really respected his playing ability and passion for baseball. How about you? Do you have any favorite athletes that you like to cheer for? Please share your answer in the chat or in the comments. When it comes to the Winter Olympics, I don't have any favorite athletes yet. But how about you? Do you have any favorite athletes that you like to cheer for? Please share your answer in the chat or in the comments. When I was a child, I loved to cheer for Michael Jordan, the basketball player. All right, Charmin says, no, I don't especially, but I like Ayumu Hirano. He is very, very brave. Sounds nice. K Workshop says, my favorite athlete is Joe Shimoda. He was last year's Supercross champion. Cool. Have any favorite athletes that you like to cheer for? Please share your answer in the chat or in the comments. And of course, it could be from any sports. It could be from the Winter Olympics, or it could be from soccer, baseball, any sports athlete is okay. I bet a lot of people in Japan like to cheer for Shohei Ohtani. But how about you? All right, if you're still typing your answer, please continue, and you can share your answer in the chat or in the comments anytime. But now, let's move on to the next section. If you have any questions, please share them in the chat or in the comments. 質問があったら、チャットまたはコメントでぜひ共有してください。You have 4 minutes. 4分間あります。All right. If you want, you can make questions about watching sports or athletes or anything. Anything is okay. I think a kind of interesting question about athletes would be, Who is your favorite athlete of all time? For me, that's a little bit of a tough question because I love sports and I love watching lots of different athletes, but I think I'd have to say my favorite athlete of all time is Michael Jordan. And maybe number 2, Dennis Rodman. I think those were my 2 favorite basketball players and maybe my 2 favorite players of all time. But that's my new question. If you have a question, please share the question in the chat or in the comments. 質問があったら、チャットまたはコメントでぜひ共有してください。As I mentioned before, you can make questions about watching sports, athletes, or anything. 何でも大丈夫です。All right, K Workshop says, do you have any sports that you want to try this year? I want to swim. Nice question. I don't have any sport in particular that I really want to try, but I want to start walking more and then hiking and climbing mountains. Great question. I made some sentences and questions in Spanish, but then I got tired, so I took a rest. How about you? So I've had a pretty easy day today. I've taken a lot of rest. And I went to a supermarket with my family. We took a walk, went to a park, and then went to a supermarket, got some food, and walked back home. It was a very nice time. And then I had lunch, and I took some more rest. How about you? As always, you can make questions about anything you want in the chat or in the comments. All right, YO says, do you have any fear of skiing? I don't have, I used to not have any fear of skiing or snowboarding, but maybe 10 years ago, I went off a jump and I hit my head and I had a really bad headache. So now I have a little bit of a fear of skiing. If you could go to any sporting event, which event would you like to go to? Please share your answer in the chat or in the comments. You have 4 minutes. So if you could go to any sporting event, which event would you like to go to? Please share your answer in the chat or in the comments. So I love sports, and so this is kind of a tough question for me because there are so many sporting events that I would like to go to. But the first one I would like to go to is my university's football team's games. I love to go to the football games of my university. They play in a quite a big stadium, about 60,000 people. And it's a very exciting and fun environment to watch football. So I guess I would say I would like to go to any home game of my university's football team. How about you? If you could go to any sporting event, which event would you like to go to? Please share your answer in the chat or in the comments. Okay, Charmin says, I'd like to go to a figure skating event. Nice idea. Honey, play a baseball game. Not me. I'm okay. I don't need to go to Los Angeles to watch Shohei Ohtani. But if you want to go, that's okay. And you can just say, oh, I'd like to go to a Los Angeles Dodgers baseball game. That would be okay. If you could go to any sporting event, which event would you like to go to? Please share your answer in the chat or in the comments. I think it would be fun to, and I can't remember, maybe about, I guess over 12 years ago, I went to a baseball game in the US, a Major League Baseball game, which was a lot of fun. So I would love to go to a baseball game again, but it doesn't have to be the Los Angeles Dodgers. Any baseball game would be okay. And yeah, I think I love watching American football, so any football game would be great. How about you? If you could go to any sporting event, which event would you like to go to? Please share your answer in the chat or in the comments. All right. Well, if you are still typing your answer, please continue, and you can share your answer in the chat or in the comments anytime. Now, let's move on to the last section of tonight's show. If you have any questions, please share them in the chat or in the comments. 質問があったら、チャットまたはコメントでぜひ共有してください。You have 4 minutes. 4分間あります。All right. Okay, Workshop says, I would like to go to the World Baseball Classic this year. Nice idea. And Weil says, if I could go to any sporting event, I'd like to go to an indoor sport event. Sounds nice. Nice idea. Ever been to? Or, just even more simple question. Do you like going to sporting events? Would you rather go to a sporting event and watch or participate? Nowadays, especially with running, sometimes I join a running event and I run, which is fun. But anyways, if you have any questions, please share them in the chat or in the comments. I love to see viewers' questions and discuss the answers with the viewers. So by all means, ぜひ共有してください。If you have any questions, please share them in the chat or in the comments. 質問があったら、チャットまたはコメントでぜひ共有してください。I'm a little disappointed because I usually exercise every day, but today I didn't exercise. I did take a walk, so I exercised a little bit, but not that much. All right, K Workshop says, does anyone want to join the Guma Marathon this year? Great question. I kind of want to join the Guma Marathon, but I need to start walking first. How about you, K Workshop? After this show. I'm just, I'm a little bit nervous that if I go to the gym after this show, it might be difficult for me to sleep tonight. So, it's kind of a tough question. Should I go to the gym or not? YO says, do you know any non-hurting skating way? Interesting question. I think it depends on the skates. I think some skates, like the shoes you wear when you skate, some are very painful and maybe some are less painful. So that's my guess is it depends on the shoes, but I don't skate that much, so I might not be the best person to ask. All right. Well, if you are still typing, please continue, and you can share your questions in the chat or in the comments anytime. Okay, well, that's the end of this episode. Thank you so much for joining me. Let's Speak. The live chat for learning and using English is every Sunday at 8:30 p.m. Japan Standard Time. So, if you haven't already, please like and subscribe. I look forward to learning and using English with you again. Till next time. Bye.